Hi, this is Entertain This, a podcast about movies, TV shows, and video games. My name is Hayden. With me I have Mitch.
Hello.
And our special guest, Evan B. Stone. Mr. Stone, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on. You're one of the more interesting peoples we would like to talk to because you do a reality Expedition Unknown. You're the cinematographer guy. You're the guy that's actually going through the caves and trudging through all sorts of terrible terrain to get that perfect shot. And I'm sure you've got a ton of wild stories.
You name it.
Yeah.
I'm usually walking backwards too.
Yeah.
In the cave. Yeah, first. So you don't even know what's going to hit me. Yeah.
Well, I'm a big fan. I've been watching since y'all were doing Destination Truth and all that when it first came out. And that's why I was telling Hayden here is like, these are the guys that he's filming the host coming down. So he had to go into all this like dangerous, scary place before anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure you got a ton of stories, and I definitely want to get into them. But we always ask all of our guests, how did you get into this line of work? What's your story?
My story is I was kind of born into the business. My dad's a commercial director. He's retired now, but he's the Yoda, I call him. And so I grew up on a set. Didn't go to college. I went right into I was in the assistant cameraman union out of high school, and then I worked every position. And when I was about 22, I back then the only way to get into business was to do music videos, right?
Right.
I did a music video, and it hit MTV Buzzbin rotation, and so pretty much my career jumped off, and that's why I started in music videos.
What was the music video?
Well, I did all the Biohazard music videos. I did the band, the group that the video that jumped off was called White Trash, and the song was called Apple Pie. Yeah,
Okay.
This is the baby band. We did it for them to get signed. Like I signed to Elektra, and the video was good enough. They just used the video, which is cheap on their part, but good for me. So I didn't have to, we didn't have to redo it.
Was it like typical rock band stuff where they're just chaos and you're trying to like formulate coherent shots?
No, it was actually it had a magic in a bottle. Really, it was shot under the 59th Street Bridge, which was back then on the other side, and the Queens side was all tumbled and nasty. And we shot it with a steady cam. It was very fluid movement, and the band was moving, and everything was moving real good. It all just had a nice pacing to it, nice and clean. The background, it was just performance driven.
That's cool.
And it kind of solidified my style too, as always moving, interesting shots, just one after another. Boom.
I gotta ask, because like watching music videos growing up, I could tell that they were horrendously lip syncing and lip syncing in all the videos that I watched. Are they just like whispering the words, or are they singing it live?
Right. Probably, right?
Yeah.
You turn up the music loud enough, and you have to do so many takes, so it's like,
they're saving their voice.
That's the editor's fault, not to slipping it and making it work.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So
and after that, I got hired by my records group to be the in-house director for music videos, and that was Elektra, EMI, and SBK like all together. And then after that, I started doing skate films. Right.
Wow.
So that was in the early '90s and we're independent filmmakers. And this is where I'm getting my chops, really, in doing everything myself in music videos. And now this, we'd sell VHS tapes, to skate shops, and we were great. It was doing great.
Yeah.
And then,
did you skate yourself?
After that, yeah. And then after that, because my style was music videos now mixed with street gonzo journalism. I helped start Al Gore's Current TV, which is a short form programming for social issue documentaries.
Okay.
And this is again where I just took off doing the gonzo type of stuff.
You're like a precursor to Vice kind of thing.
Yep, exactly. And then all the time, I'm a mountain climber. I'm a rock climber.
Yeah.
I'm a Knowles National Outdoor Leadership alum.
Yeah.
And that's a real deal. Teach you how to be a real mountaineer.
Really?
And so I'm climbing on the weekends. Adventure, ice climbing, Alaska. I mean, I was just all of that. So it didn't really connect those two things until I met Josh Gates. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like,
So, okay, that is a wild basket of, background.
the
So
perfect storm. Yeah.
I mean, I was always enamored with like the skating scene as a kid. I couldn't do it to save my life. So did you have to learn to skate in order to capture that, or
Negative.
you're already there?
No way. No, I was,
You're not a poser.
no, I didn't have to. I was a filmmaker,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I could do any sport, music driven,
Wow.
so I'm not, yeah. And I've learned since the early days to pivot your style. Those versatile, because I really grew up in commercials, high-end commercials, and then when it's time to get scrappy, I did the music videos and then skate films. So it all, and then when non-scripted television in the early 2000s, that's when reality shows were really popping.
Right.
My break was because I did all the adventure skate films and those extreme like dirt bike films and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It was one show that their producer, who was booking that kind of talent like Tony Hawk and Mike Metzger, he wasn't working out, and I got recommended. And I wasn't into television at that time. I didn't, I'll do anything. And I was like, yeah, I could produce, which I suck at producing, but which is better like slinging a camera. But they didn't know that. And then, but I did have a lot of connections.
Okay.
And that was the MTV show. So that's when that whole career started in non-scripted television.
Yeah,
they call it reality show.
You get in like the Jackass crowd and stuff like that. That kind of,
Yeah, these were like these are like shows like True Life. You know that show, True Life? It's like a documentary show on MTV.
I think I remember.
It's like a real raw, like first person thing. Everything I do is voyeuristic, right? So I'm not setting things up. I'm filming in the way they are, and in a way that feels like you're looking into something special, right? It's a technique, and you have to use foreground elements. I'm not just slinging a camera. There's listening to story, and at the same time, how I move my camera and the story. It's a thing,
Yeah, yeah. So,
that's why I'm busy. Yeah.
And it's always single camera, right?
Not at all. Most of the stuff we do with Expedition Unknown, 3 cameras, right?
Really?
We got the wide. Yeah, the wide comes in. Let's say Josh is walking in to see someone. The wide shot would just hold the wide and walk him through. And then the 2 other cameras flank on the other side, and we do something called cross coverage.
Okay.
And so anything could happen, and we got it covered. Because the wide, let's just say they walk around, and it's the wide follows them, and then we flank around. And then we do, if Josh is talking to someone, it's 2 singles. So now the editor has enough to do whatever they want. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. I grew up in the film scene, like a movie scene of production. So, when I got started into it, everything was going single camera, especially after like The Office and whatnot.
Yep.
And it was kind of interesting compared to like the older days where they had cameras everywhere. And then, you assume that the true life stuff, the MTV things would be single camera.
That is the true documentary stuff. You have too many cameras, too many people around. You're not going to get the goods. You got to be like, just like I said, fly on a wall. You just have a camera. No one notices you're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
You're just laying back in the cut and listening and filming. That's a real documentary. That's how you get the goods. But with Expedition Unknown, it's a network-driven show, big bucks. We have to leave a lot of room for actually discovering. So we always have to be ready, filming as if it's going to happen at any moment. It could never happen sometimes. It's 6 hours or 10. So because we don't fake anything, we're actually doing it, and it's cool.
Well, let's get into it. How did so Josh Gates approached you, or vice versa? How did this all start?
Well, when season 3 on Destination Truth, they were casting the crew because you had to be on camera.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm a ham. I love being on camera. So I just any time I could, and it just so happens that the documentary channel I work for, I was like Vice style. I was out filming myself. This is before it was popular because I like that style, right? And it's real personal. You do your own voiceover. You know, so I showed him that. One was on illegal drag racing, and I was in the shit.
Yeah.
And right in the middle of all this drama and cars flipping over and people fighting guns, and you know, and I was just right there.
Yeah.
And so I'm not afraid of. And then when I first met Josh, all right, so I got through the door with, okay, he's good on camera. Let's go meet him. And I met Josh, and I was wearing this Kangol hat. I used to wear a Kangol, you know, those kind of caps, you know. Like it's like a, and he thought I was a douchebag. He's like, look at this guy. I'm from New York, and I'm real boastful. I'm like, I'm the best. I told him, I said, I'm the best. He's not used to that. He's not used to people from the East Coast saying they're the best at something. It's true though. So he thought I was a douchebag, which I'm not. And then, but I had, because of the climbing credentials, and he questioned me on climbing because he's a mountaineer. He's real strong. He just Kilimanjaro, like he's real strong.
Really?
And he knows climbing. He's not a technical climber, but he knows when, you know, someone is a climber or not. So I gave him my little resume, and then I never went ghost hunting them before. And I was like, you know, at that point I'm like, what's the gig? It's always different. I move with whatever the trend is. I'm not gonna be like, I only do this. I'm like, sure, wherever the work takes me. Because the forest that got me, it really messed me up. So we could talk about that too.
Yeah,
that was in Romania, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but I want to hear all the details about it. But like, you got to be, you know, you're a sensible dude from, you know, you said New York. Yeah. So like when these
the mean streets of the Upper East Side, yeah.
Yeah. So when these yokels are like, hey, let's go find some ghosts and Bigfoot and whatever, and were you like, okay, or did you have an iota of belief at that moment?
Yeah, I wanted to believe. You know, I'm a sci-fi guy.
Yeah.
You know, grew up reading Stephen King and Bradbury and Asimov. You know,
okay.
so I'm waiting for this. Yeah, I'm like, where ghost? I want to believe.
He's a man
so,
after my
but
heart.
So my whole thing though is I want to get it on. Oh yeah, I want to get it on tape, right? I want to. My whole thing is it's like hunting.
Yeah.
You know, you're ready for anything, and I want to get it on camera, right? Because that's the ultimate goal of hunting is getting your kill, right?
Yeah.
So my kill was getting the shot.
Okay.
But I never did it before. You know, it was like it was. Yeah, but I was, and right away I found out that it's real. Like this, like stuff I can't. Like right away, I was like this. I was like, cool, I hope I do, but it doesn't come at you like a big, woo. You know, you have to be in a certain place. You know.
Yeah, be patient.
So
when the audience sees that, like all this suspense and action or whatever that happens in the 30 little minute spell that you've been working at it for 6 hours.
More days. It takes 10 days to do a show.
No way.
You know, some nights you just, sometimes nothing happens. I mean, you got to leave room for that, you know?
Well, see, Hayden,
and we're real good about.
Sorry. I was going to say, Hayden, he's a big skeptic. I'm a lot more of a believer, but I like to see what's out there. You know,
I entertain other people's beliefs. I don't believe in ghosts or anything like that, but I'm not going to go into a haunted house.
Yeah. Well, you know, you learn a lot about, we're talking about our dead folks. Let's face it. I mean, you got to respect that. I say fun and games, but when you come down to it, it's pretty gnarly, right? It's like these folks passed, but there's three different ways. You know, it's either they don't want to go, they didn't know they were going to go, it happened real quick, or they walked down that hallway or rubbed that watch all their lives, and it has that residual on it. So if you dig just a little bit, you know that energy doesn't leave, right? So it just disperses somewhere else. And so it's cool. But if you're don't believe, it won't come.
Okay.
You gotta believe, you know? Yeah.
Well, I don't want it to come, so I don't believe.
It's fine. Most of them,
Oh,
Most
sorry.
of them don't want nothing to do with it. Yeah, no, most of them don't want nothing to do with you. It's like sharks. There's sharks that could bite you, but if we're on their menu, we'd be eating all the time.
Yeah.
We're not.
I don't like sharks either.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say when you were in Romania, that I think that was the same time that were you on the plane when the roof came off the top?
Oh, yeah, you do know the episode now, don't you?
Yeah.
All right, so
I watched all of them.
let's get into it. Yeah, well, that one, strangely enough, put me on the map, and I didn't even know it. But that was my first. Yeah, it was my first week out there, and I don't know what was. And we did a few things before that, but that one, so basically, for folks who don't know, and in Romania is this perfect circle on this remote part of Romania. I always get the name wrong, Hayabuchu Forest, and supposedly back in the World War II, the Nazis had it, and there's a lot of strange lights in the sky. Nothing grows, and in this perfect circle, grass but no trees. It's really strange, and it has all this lore of lights and strange things and happening. Like, I mean, this place is, well, it was Transylvania. This is Romania. If there's any that mojo left, it's there. It's a real old world, and in Romania, the story. So what we usually do is we try to get a shot of it. The only way to do it back then was get a helicopter. There's no drones, or take a plane. And so we got this Asanov, maybe some Russian old World War II plane. The kind that has like the big glass front with the rivets. It's like a bomber type of thing. And yeah, so we were up there, and what I do is to get the shot, I take the door off the helicopter or the plane. We take it off, and I hang out. Like I either stand on the skids and sit on it, but like someone's holding my belt, or something. I'm not going anywhere. And that's just being comfortable with climbing and dangerous things that I had my foot maybe on the thing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the pressure in the whole plane tried to suck me out. It was like weird. And my sound man, Metal Mike, he grabbed me and like saved my life. Yeah. And I look back and the plane, that whole glass thing ripped off.
Oh my God.
Right. I mean, how does that happen? Right. Like, but you watch the video and Josh, it happens on camera and this guy. And so we got down and the pilot was yelling at us. It was our fault because we're looking for ghosts and it's a curse. And I was like, man. Oh, here we are. Romania. Mad at us. Like, really?
Yeah.
Your plane.
Your old plane.
We could have died. The whole plane could have went down.
Yeah. That's
one story right there.
So like that happened. Yeah, I'm sure you have another litany of other stories where you've almost died or had some, scary stuff happen.
Oh yeah.
What's the scariest you've ever been? Can you tell us that?
Yeah. We're doing this story in Egypt on this Salawa dog. It's like pretty much a rabid dog. I was like, oh, you're talking about a rabid dog that attacks people, but it was like mythical, and we're in we're far and deep in the country. And if you've been to Egypt, it's poor. And it's like for me in a culture in America, it's like going to Mars. It's like different, any Middle Eastern country is really different.
Yeah.
And it's just different. No, it's different. And
I've been.
I was in these sugarcane fields. Yeah. I was in these sugarcane fields and I was dressed like a full Ghostbuster. I mean, I had like the backpack with the cameras facing forward, and so I thought it was a rabid dog. So I got foam on my forearms. I taped it up with all the silver,
smart,
gaffer tape, and then my feet and legs, and I had these goggles on, and I was using this astroscope camera with these wires coming off. I'll send you a picture. Oh my God, it's nuts.
Sounds heavy.
And when I came out of that's not the dangerous part though. So I was in the sugarcane fields and, like hunting for, what would I find? A rabid dog? I don't know what. Well, what then? It'll come attack me, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. I was just like, gonna get the shot.
Yeah.
And I come out of the field, and there was these guys. I come out of the sugarcane, and pointing their gun about to shoot me with these three militia guys from the local village, and they're wearing masks, and they have AKs, the bad guns, and they were pointing in my face, and I was like, Rami, our fixer, Rami Ramani, who's actually a famous, he was a fixer, right? Okay. Now he's the Hollywood director and Egyptologist. He's a wonderful guy. And so I was like, Rami, come quick. And he came and he started talking, and I backed out. But I was like a hair trigger away from dying. But I'm only scared of humans.
Yeah.
And right. Well, sometimes animals. So that's just the most dangerous because
that would have been
it wasn't out of my control.
That would have been it for sure. Yeah.
They thought, I don't know what they thought. They're protecting their land. Well, there's a lot of other. There's a lot of other times I almost died. So you could just take up a lot of time, or tell me.
No, go on. But I mean, so people, obviously a threat, especially if they don't know what you're doing there. And like you said, it's a third world country. People are very protective of their property and whatnot. Yeah. But like you said, you mountain climb. What about a natural stuff? Like, have you guys ever? You gotten sick? I'm sure you've drank some water you probably weren't supposed to, or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got a story.
Yeah.
So the second largest cave. Yeah. Well, we're looking. One of the mysteries we did was the metal library. Right. The metal library is a folklore that certain part of it was in I think it was Guatemala. In the jungle is this hole.
Yeah.
Really deep hole.
Oh, okay. I know.
And in there, just back in the early 1900s, this monk who went down there came back to the village with all these metal plates that look like aliens. I mean, straight up. It was like, but they didn't know aliens then. But now looking at it, you're like, oh wow. And he said, there's this cave, this place where this metal library, it's all metal, and his riches really spurred a. And the plates are in museums. They're cool looking. They look very enigmatic. Yeah. I mean, very like aliens. It look like a illustration of aliens. One of those like wow. So we went down there, and the only way to get down is you got to get lowered down 400 feet, and you can't get up. It's not climbing up. You got to be winched up. So we took a 3-day expedition down there and didn't see light for 3 days. Right? So, and we went to the farthest reach. That was our mission, was try to find this place. But it was like an episode of The Goonies. It was like these tunnels. We're scooting down them, and I was like, you get lost, you're done. If it rains up top, you're done. Because it floods. And it was but really the most beautiful. It was like. I did it. Check. I have to go back. Scary. I had a panic attack. I never had panic attacks, but I had one there.
Really?
And usually panic attacks, you're like, oh, I can get out of this. Breathe. This is nothing. This is in my head. No, not this time. It was like real.
Yeah, lack of sunlight.
So, so it was a tough 3 days. And on our way out, well, we got rotavirus.
Oof.
Right, which is like, how do you get rotavirus? Something about human feces. I don't know why it was in my mouth, but right. Well, the cave things were dropping from the sky. You'd be eating and bloop, something who knows what, just fell in it. So it was very unclean. So we had to hike out for 14 hours, a really bad hike with rotavirus. And I'll send you guys a picture what it looked like when we were done. We ended up in the hospital pretty much. Man. It was a hard trip. Every expedition we did was challenging.
I bet.
But
just your Rolodex there has already wowed me. Has there ever been? Has there ever been an expedition? Yeah, has there ever been an expedition that you went out on that just was not possible? You guys had to cut it.
Yeah, it's called a manjo.
Okay.
So a manjo is when you have to go home and it gets cashed out for some reason. And the crew's like, "Hey," but the producers are like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
and it's called manjo because we went to look for an Impala, Bigfoot, and this local brought us somewhere, and it was like nowhere, and we were going to this place called Manjo, so we just call it a manjo now.
Okay.
Where it's like, it happens.
Yeah.
They want you. They want to meet you. They say they know where the treasure is.
Yeah.
They give it such a good story, and then you get there and they bring you somewhere, but it's fake.
Yeah.
And you're like, why did you do this?
Did you ever have to manjo for safety reasons or anything like that?
No.
Oh, that's
we don't.
You guys are dedicated.
We keep going. I mean, embrace the suck, right?
Yeah.
The suckiest ones are the best.
No.
Yeah. It seems like you're in the military, it looks like, or a law enforcement, or hey, you know about suck, right?
Well, I try to avoid it. I don't really enjoy it when I'm in it, but yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's cool though.
Right.
Did you ever get?
We did.
Sorry, did you ever get any pretty significant injuries, or seen anybody get significantly injured before?
No, thank God. I mean, when I did motorcycle stunt films, part of the extreme sports stuff, I saw people get wasted out, but nothing that we're doing. Thank God.
Yeah. Do you have pretty strict safety regimen or something?
Yeah. Destination Truth, I could write a book. Yeah. Destination Truth, we had a medic with us.
Okay.
All the time. So that was good, but that was cool. Right?
Yeah.
That's a good idea, having a medic with you. He was also on camera.
Okay.
Rex.
Gotcha.
Rex acclaimed. Yeah. So they don't do that anymore. I've never seen another place do that, but it was smart to them to do it.
Yeah.
We're in all these countries, and back then we didn't come home for like 2 months, 3 months. We'd stay on the road for that long. So, bring a medic.
Yeah. I would say that for anything that involves, traveling out into the wilds of
the
third world.
Have a medic.
Well, I wanted to ask you real quick.
Maybe one that has good drugs too.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you what are some of the challenges that you faced when you're trying to film in like a remote jungle or out in the middle of the desert? What makes it harder to film in those locations than a typical like stage or something like that?
Yeah. Well, it's jungles. There's a big issue with the camera fogging up and getting you can't shoot. The lens inside is all like steamy. You'd usually you can't. It's inside. It's condensation, right?
Oh, okay.
So that's a big problem. Yeah, a real big problem. So we have multiple cameras. So it's tough. That's problem. Also, when it gets real like sticky like that, your camera will shut down.
Yeah.
It's like it won't work. Act funny. It says it's recording, but it won't. Things like, well, wait, what happened?
You lost.
And then in
footage?
extreme cold. No, I don't.
That's good.
That's for rookies.
Smart.
I stare at. Yeah, I stare at the record button and I stare at the time code moving, and I put it in my. I see it in my monitor, and I'm always afraid it's going to stop, which it does sometimes, and I'm right on it. Other people, they don't put anything on the monitor when they film. They don't like it. Okay. And I'm like, you're crazy. Not having the time code there. Yeah.
So you must be like lugging just hundreds of pounds of crap or of equipment, with you everywhere you go. I mean, you got to be giving up stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully not like toilet paper or anything.
Well, mostly it's when we go. Right. I bring my own. Believe me, I don't trust production to get me water.
That's fair.
Food. Yeah. These producers, they're nice and all, but they're not expedition leaders. And you go into these sometimes it is a real expedition, and like, where's the water? Where's the they don't. Oh, right.
They weren't thinking about it. Yeah.
But and when it gets real cold, you'll have a battery issue.
Really?
So like minus something, your battery go real quick. Yeah. That's the problem there. And then just generally, I always say there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
no matter how cold it is, you can be good.
Yeah, the Army could, learn a thing or two from that. So, but I mean, like, let's say you have to go, a couple 20, 30 miles into the wilderness and you can't drive all this equipment out there. What do you do? Do you just have enough hands to carry that stuff?
Yeah, no, we mules a lot of times. We mule truck an expedition. Now we look for a Bigfoot in Bhutan,
Mm-hmm.
a little country called Bhutan, and they believe it so much that half of their country is dedicated to it. We leave the Yeti over there. It's like real fucker. So yeah, we went. Yeah, there's no ways, no roads. So it's all part of the show too, the journey.
Yeah.
But most of the time we are helicoptered in or we fly in and we have a cache of food.
Okay.
I've done that show, Naked and Afraid. I used to do that show.
Really?
And every night I went home and ate a lot. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And every night they'd be starving and I'd be back at the Eco Lodge eating beautiful food.
I always wondered if somebody was doing that, just watching these, starving, whiny people while they're eating their Subway sandwich or something like that.
Oh yeah, they would ask me like, "Hey, what'd you have last night?" And I said, "No, I can't do that." He goes, "No, tell me. I really want to know." I was like, "I had the stew, and afterward I had the." Yeah, because they know the food because they were there. They were there before. They know
Describe
every meal.
It to me.
Like, it's like, did you put whipped cream? I said, yeah, I did. That's a real ass show right there.
Yeah,
realist. They want to eat through you. They want to live through that
vicariously. Yes,
I learned a lot. I learned a lot on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned that you used to use helicopters and the planes to get the aerial shots. When the drones started becoming a lot more accessible, to use, how much did that change, and how much did that affect your filming style?
Oh yeah, every DP, every cameraman has one, and some GoPros, but definitely it's just in a backup because it's that important. Now it's everything from recon to go look at that area to create a wide shot. In the beginning, Josh always shows up at the dock,
right,
and it's a big wide shot, and it's a big because it's a drone, and then we come on in for the close-ups and stuff. So before, we never knew as a show where you were really we're myopic. Everything was eye level. You'd like to get some high ground, but don't count on it. So when the drones came out,
because you've seen such like the far changes of technology, from the skater days with like the big shoulder cameras and whatnot to today, where you just put put a camera anywhere. What was the biggest challenge for you in adapting to the changes?
No, nothing.
Really?
I'm the first person to change. Yeah.
Okay.
I started in big film cameras and then skate films with small handy cams, and then back to big cameras with the TV shows, and now then to the phones. Right. That's all. And now I'm I'm full-time AI director now. I'm a true crime and historical reenactment recreator with AI.
Wow.
Right now I'm doing a History Channel show. I'm getting to show the people who used to give me trust me with their $1 million projects are now trusting me again with doing AI creation. And it's not the kind of AI you think. It's real pro, and it's either true crime stuff that we don't see faces, it's all shot a certain way, or we're doing a historical show on machines on History Channel, and it's like from the space shuttle to the cotton gin. So all of the machines have to be built from scratch, and I'm text only. I don't use the images. So I came up with the same sensibilities as a cameraman. The choices in an editor that I make are the same choices I make for the AI creation.
Is it easier to work with AI or people?
Well, people. It's easier. AI is hard. AI is hard. You think it's easy. Maybe you get a couple of results, but to get the consistent results that character consistency and getting it right, these machines have to be. I mean, every rivet has to be there.
Really?
So a pro level, it's different. Yeah. So I'm the first one to adapt out of all my people that I know in the business, and the day that ChatGPT came out is the day I knew I had to learn it because I told you I'm a sci-fi guy.
Yeah.
I was like, here it is. It's here. Oh, great. What are you? Soul,
You call it your AI overlord or whatever.
Yeah, I call my AI Ghost. My AI's name's Ghost. I do. You're right. I have a persona, and it's a filmmaker persona. Yeah. And I've created tools, like modern filmmaking tools to edit and create.
I dig it. You should. Have you read Neuromancer? Not to get too far off tangent.
Yes, of course. When I was young,
You're excited about the Apple show coming out?
There's one called Neuromancer.
Yeah,
coming out.
Yeah, it's coming out.
Oh, finally, right? How long did that take?
Well, they said it's a show that couldn't be made. It's impossible. Now they're gonna.
I mean, that show started most of the vernacular that we use today about the internet and
all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool stuff.
We'll nerd that off recording here, but because Mitch is rolling his eyes at me. But yeah, that being said, I want to take a stab at the political aspect of AI. Do you think that what you're doing is putting people out of a job?
No, I'm giving jobs. And I always say when people say that, don't you think I'd rather be out in the field shooting?
Yeah.
Right now? Yeah, I would. But our business has collapsed, right? The TV, non-scripted Hollywood business has collapsed. And why? It's not AI. It's everyone's on their phones.
Okay.
Because no one's watching TV. So all the shows are gone. Also, California, shooting in California, they don't make it easy. There's no tax breaks.
That's true.
And so everyone's going shooting somewhere else. The movies are going to like Romania or, somewhere else than here. And so no work. Yeah. No one's hiring. There's no jobs anymore.
Yeah, here in Georgia, we stole a lot of your guys from California.
That's right. You guys are right because you actually give money back to these production companies.
Yeah.
You spend 100, we'll give you 40 back. It's like, what? The producers, and it's good people there.
I would have thought that LA would have try to reconfigure, especially because Texas is doing it now. Everybody's giving tax breaks.
Just the California, right? I live in Huntington Beach, so I like surfing, so I'm here. Okay. But I wouldn't otherwise.
There's not many surfing to do in Georgia. Sorry.
And I'm hiring people, so I'm training my editors and cameramen to be with my systems, right? Because it's modern filmmaking tools, right? You're not going to use it for everything because I don't want to watch a movie that's all AI, which I do watch Avatar though. It's almost that, but I want to. It's everything else. It's the reenactments. It's the things that are missing from a feature, let's say, or a feature trailer. But we also do stuff for law firms. So we do crash reenactments. So anything that needs a story and video, I know how to do it really good because I know how to shoot it, right? So I'd use the same lens selection. I will need it 24 mil Zeiss.
It sounds like it saves people, bodies, humans to work there, and it sounds like it saves money. Does it save time?
Wow, yeah. I mean, but I trained it took 3 years to train my AI to be exactly what I want it to be. It's a co-pilot and an assistant. Okay. It takes, let's say I was doing a long documentary. It takes the transcripts and we work on it together, find the best sound bites, this and that. It doesn't edit for me. I wish.
Yeah.
I hate editing. But
maybe one day.
I tell you what, imagine this. You just democratized knowledge. Everyone has it. Yeah. And now you have the keys to everything. What are you going to do with it? No one's doing nothing right with it. You'd think 20 years ago, here's a magic box. Anything you want to know. You say, I'd be rich. Okay, go get some. It's hard. Yeah. You still got to put your hours in and learn about it. And it's not a button push. So
I hear you.
Fascinating. It really is. It's like Black Mirror. It's like, I know how to use it. I'm like, it's magic.
Yeah, it is like learning a new language.
Also, I'm far from professional at it, but I'll try to use it to help some of our social media stuff just for our podcast. And it takes a long time just to make a 5-second video the way I want it to look.
Yeah. Do 8 fingers.
So every time. Oh, that doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't work that anymore. Okay, so what that you had to try to say, how can this help me edit? The day it came out, I said that, and now 3 years later, I know how to do that with AI. So because theoretically, if you give it the transcript, and it'll tell you all about it and what parts should be for you social media, where the hook is, and keywords that tickle algorithm. It probably write some stuff in between that, but every time I did that, I created a workflow. Once I did it once and figured it out, it took a long time. It never, I can go back to that with a certain kind of workflow. Yeah, that you got to map out. And next time you're on a thread and doing it and you found some, you tell it to create a document to get you back here. And I call it a protocol.
Oh, okay.
And so, so you'll get right back to that place again. Smart. So you don't lose it. It took a lot.
I got one more, cinematography question, and then I'm going to surrender the floor to Mitch with all of his expedition nerd questions. I know you got to bounce, so we'll keep it short. So your style, you kept talking about your style in the beginning, and I've always been interested in how cinematographers or DPs or whoever develops their style. At what point did you think that you were developing or just learning, what everybody else was doing? And then, explain to me how your style changed through the years.
Sure. Well, growing up with my dad, the people that shaped my life were the cameramen, right? They're funny and they're out and kind of silly, but then when it came to shooting, when they put the eye of the camera, they were dead serious. And they're not funny no more. But then when we cut, they're like funny again. Yeah. And so I was wanted to be. So I like that. I like that switch.
Right.
From being professional, and then you can click off, and then so the look really came from the music videos, because each video you had to push what's possible, move the camera. Another time you had to be still. So it depends on the artist. So and it was all handheld because I had no money for a dolly. So, right. So this look comes from being an operator, a real operator. And that's why the documentaries and non-scripted never on a tripod, sometimes, but not much.
Yeah.
And you have to know when to lock in, but also not be pedestrian,
Right.
with your shots, right? That's what makes you different, right? There's a bunch of cameramen. Which one are you going to hire? Right? You're going to hire the one that is always rock solid and is creative.
Okay, so
gives you different.
What would be your advice to a new cameraman out there looking for work?
I don't know. Learn AI as well.
Okay.
Because it's the modern filmmaking. If you want to tell your story, wow, what a great time, right? How good you are, how much you make it look AI. Well, that's you got to make it. You got to make sure it doesn't go out if it looks anywhere near AI. If it looks glossy or shiny, clean, because life isn't clean.
Right. Life
isn't shiny, so you have to battle that all the time. So that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah, but I would say have a point of view, right? So whatever that is, right? For me, my point of view is Gonzo. It's in the moment. You're right there. It's like you're part of it, right? Now, if I was a cinematographer who does feature films, I'd be more long lens and just take my time and make it look great.
Make sure you get that shot perfect.
Yeah, but I like bringing people into the excitement. If something's dangerous, I want to show it. Yeah. And a lot of times, even though it's dangerous, you're not filming it right, and it looks, what about it? What about that hole?
Yeah, there's a couple, like I used to watch Bear Grylls, and I saw a couple of their shots where like he would leap some crazy gap, and then you find out the gap was like only like a foot wide, and it wasn't that deep. You're just kind of disappointed.
He was good. He was good at making his videos. I remember one time he had to get down a mountain, right? And he's like, made believe he broke his leg, right? So he had this big stick, and he would pole vault down. It was like outrageous, but he had a GoPro on the end, so you'd see it. And I was like, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, he really made
that is cool.
Stuck in my head. But like you said, they're there all day, probably like on a little hill. You know, yeah.
All right, Mitch, the floor is yours.
Well, you've answered a lot of the questions I wanted to ask. Really, there's only one more that I was wanting to know is what was your favorite location that you've gone filming as far as like, I guess,
Bhutan.
Bhutan? Yeah. Okay.
There's a little country between India and Nepal. You can see Mount Everest from the country, and supposedly it has the world's highest happiness meter. I don't know what they call it. It's something like that. Something crazy. You're like, what? And it's like, we have the number one happy guys in the world, and then the government's like, you're hungry. Like when people come, smile. Yeah. But it really is the most beautiful country. No one ever goes there. It's tough to get to, and you should go. It's called Bhutan, and it's nestled in these majestic mountains and valleys. And this is where this is Bigfoot country. This huge Yeti, like it's real there. Like, and the people are. We'd go. We trek. We usually those expeditions we trek in with mules, and it's like a 3-day trek in. And some people's never seen people like us before. It really is. It's fun, and it is. And there's a funny story about that place. As we're walking along, I see these farmers hacking some weed down, and the guides they ran over there and they're doing something with their hands, and I was like, "What are they doing?" Well, it was wild weed, and it was I guess they rub their hands and then peel it off. It's like you can smoke it, and then I know, but it's like the original strain. No one had, it's like you have to be deep, and so. And of course, that hike was really good after that.
Yeah, I bet.
Like an apple, But it was this amazing place. I'd like to go back there. So that really stuck in my mind. And then you have whoever's listening, you should Google it.
Yeah,
it's an amazing place. You're hiking along these trails. It's like Middle Earth. You can imagine. Hasn't changed, and these little they're like prey piles of rocks that along the trail. They're thousands of years old. You can tell. Just the same trails.
Like
people and mules and family. Yeah.
That's hopefully tell Josh to listen to this, and maybe he'll get inspired doing another episode or something out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then tell him to get on our podcast too.
Well, I do want to say, I've been a fan of Destination Truth and Expedition Unknown, Expedition X, and a bunch of other things. And you and your team do an amazing job when it comes to showing the culture and just the scenery and stuff. It makes you really feel like you're there when you're watching. And I don't have the ability or the time to be able to travel to these locations, and it's amazing to get to see all this that you show. And get to experience it.
Mitch tied me down. He made me watch a lot of Expedition Unknown, and I gotta say I was pretty hooked. I don't usually dig, the let's go find a mystery kind of thing, but I was actually kind of pretty into it. So you got me.
Yeah, Josh is a really special guy. He's also the director. He's the executive producer. It's his show. No one's believe me. It's his show. And so he cares about everything we do big time because, it's his brand, right?
Yeah.
So he's a funny dude. He knows, when we do call them culture beats, when we, and Destination Truth especially, it was part of the show we had to go bug out with, go to a store and find hats or something, or something cultural, like drink the coffee, whatever is the most thing. And it was definitely the funnest part of the shoot because we didn't know what we were going to do. We just knew we had to do it. And so we'd waltz into some store and just make show. And it always turned out good because we were just actually having fun and being silly.
Yeah, that part of the show where we're getting to see all, just in the city and stuff before you go off to the main adventure. It's always fun just to watch, just the different things that you find interesting enough to put on the show, or the different cuisines that y'all try, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of hard work in the edit room, and you got to shoot a lot. I'm glad I don't cut those shows because I shoot a lot. I don't know how they find it. Yeah, but they do. They do. They find the best shots. Those are called B-roll days, where like before you leave raft, go in the van with someone, a driver in another country, and you take me to all the cool place, and you just film. You get out, you set up your track prop, you film, you get back in.
Yeah.
Those are it's fun, you know. You don't fit those in during your shoot. You try not to. But when Josh is in, you know, if we're all doing it together, it's fun. We've gotten drunk sometimes during those, and then it gets real fun.
I would make anything fun.
But then one of us always drinks too much, and then it's like, "Yo, dude, you drink." Well, so
it was there, you know.
Not really.
You guys are just out having a fun time. You know? So, Mr. Evan B. Stone, is there anything that you're working on right now that you want to mention and make sure that our listeners are aware of?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm doing all the reenactments for a History Channel show called History's Greatest Machines with Dolph Lundgren. Right?
Wow.
And Dolph. So but I'm doing the reenactments, but the AI reenactments. So now I've transitioned from a traditional filmmaker to an AI filmmaker, a mixed medium filmmaker. I'm just different tools. So, and I've created modern filmmaking tools of workflows that can help other filmmakers and content creators, anyone with a podcast to user-generated content. So my pivot is still telling stories, but instead of TV shows, which I'm doing on another level, but helping people tell their stories in social media. So because the stories need to be told now that the big TV networks aren't what they used to be because of YouTube and everyone's on their phones. So that if you want to work still in your craft, you have to embrace all kinds of changes all the time.
Yeah.
And this one's affecting, well, everyone in the film business.
Wow.
And,
have you taught your AI to create Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah, I could. Easy.
Make him say, if he dies, he dies.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm not going to work with him. I'm just doing the reenactment.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
well, hey.
It's check us out on StoneAI and StoneAIstudios.com. Actually, it's StoneAIholdings.com. And you'll see some of our work also on Instagram, Evan B. Stone. Check us out. If you're interested, if anyone's interested in modern filmmaking tools and how I pivoted, now I'm a professional in that world too. So
yeah,
you have to be good and you got to be legal. There's a lot of things to know, and I'm starting to teach people as well. So reach out now.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Well, thanks so much. It was wonderful talking to you, and I'm excited to see where your projects go, and hopefully we can get you back on to see the next crazy thing. So. Oh
yeah, well you should have me on talking about my reenactment stuff and the AI stuff. I know it's a bad word sometimes, AI, but the way I do it is real. It's human operated. Believe me, and I tell it exactly what I'm doing.
You got it.
How to do it.
You got it. Absolutely.
All right, guys.
Well, thanks so much.
Entertain this right here.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, cheers.